Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's I'm going to be reviewing a Jaguar F-Pace. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Jaguar here in downtown Salt Lake for giving me some time with this F-Pace. I'll include a link to the website in the description down below. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Nick. I'll also include a link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get right into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 25 on the highway, with power outputs being 395 horsepower and then 406 pound-feet of torque. Before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Now taking a look at the hood, you can see it raises up towards the center. I think it's a really cool design detail. And then popping down below, headlights and turn signals. I think that's a pretty cool look as well. And then you can see we've got our R Dynamic badge and the Jaguar badge there. Blacked out grille. I mean, all the trim's pretty much blacked out here on the front end. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 265 by 45 by 21 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see with the wheels completely blacked out. We've got the red brake caliper here. And then notice how you've got that trim piece that's blacked out, mirror caps, door handles, all of that. I mean, they've literally just blacked out this whole car outside of the brake calipers, which are red. And this leads us to the key fob. We've got our lock and unlock function. We got that just to turn on the lights. That's to open up the hatch, Jaguar logo there in the back, and pop her open. And popping into the rear, we've got quite a bit of storage space here in the back of the F-Pace. I mean, look at that. Cargo cover built in from the factory as well. And I like this. It's pretty fancy looking. And this is cool for the seats to fold them down. When you're all done, just press this button here at the top. That will lower the hatch right back down. And finishing things up with the rear, really cool kind of like slope design, cool looking taillights there as well, and then the covers over the exhaust tips. Now taking a look at the door panel on the back, you can see the red stitching that goes across, and this trim piece is really cool. And then look at the red leather. And then I think, yeah, even down here is soft touch. That's fancy. Then here are the seats, perforated all down the center portion. Now legroom back here's not too bad. We've got a little storage pocket. We've got some vents, heated seats. We've got a bunch of charging ports there as well. Headroom, with the slope design, it is a little bit more cramped, but it's not bad. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you can see again with that cool stitching goes across, blind spot ring with the mirrors. And look at the rest of the trim here, and then down below. All of our window controls, look at the finish on those, by the way, mirror adjustments as well. And here's the front seat. Really nice trim all down the center. Adjustments there on the side. And then you can see with this trim here, and look at the trim across the dash. It's a really cool design. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, we've got nice trim all around. Big old paddle shifters there on the back. Got a bunch of practical controls here on the front, including for stuff like the adaptive cruise control. And I like how the steering wheel adjustments on the right side because, well, right-hand drive is probably what this was originally developed as. Anyways, you've got traditional stocks there in the back. Full digital gauge cluster here, and the cool thing is going through the little drive modes there. I don't know, I think that's kind of a fun little thing where you can just pop it down once you're done with the drive modes. I like how it says confirmed too. But yeah, really nice system. You can also see different bits of vehicle information with this. We've got a 360 camera system. I like how you have the on-road and then the towing view with that. Really good resolution. And then this infotainment system is, shared with Land Rover product, which is not a bad thing. It means we've got really quick response time. It's easy to use. I think they just have great UI in general. And a lot of stuff is in the screen, but this still does have the multifunction climate controls where you push in for the seats and then you pull out for the fan speed. So pretty easy to use. And then you can see the other shortcut buttons that are built into that. Wireless phone charging pad. Shifter for that 8-speed. We've got the drive mode select right there. And then I don't know if you guys can see, it actually has off-road cruise control, funny enough. And then your stability controls right there as well. And then you can see with the engine stop start, some storage right there. And then even on the side or underneath, there's some storage rather. Nice trim. And then the center console. Really nice fit and finish. And that's something to note, really solid fit and finish throughout. Big glove box. And then we've got this very nice premium headliner up top, you can see it kind of on the side, and then a huge sunroof. So here's a quick look at our window sticker, 2025 F-Pace. You can see the standard equipment with this. There's your base MSRP. This one has quite a few options added to it, as you can see. After all options, $83,103. Let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, heads-up display, both the mirrors. Do have blind spot ring throughout the rest of the rear. And, well, let's set off in what might be Jag's last ICE car. Again, we have to wait until things officially happen, but it looks like Jaguar might be going to all EVs or something like that. That's the word on the street. So yeah, and they're just building the F-Pace for 25. That's what it looks like so far. So this might be their last ICE car. First off, inline 6, very smooth. Very, very smooth. Gonna adjust that mirror out a little bit. Same inline 6 you have in the Defender. And again, if you look at this, there's a lot of switchgear from Range Rover, which I think is a good thing because first off, it has a nice finish to it, and finish in this is super solid, like pretty tight with the build quality, all of the trim and all of that. Because they've Range Roverized the F-Pace, it's just made it feel like a much more premium product. And it drives really well too. Suspension's comfortable. That's nice. It's pretty quiet in here too. Yeah, it definitely does the luxury car thing really well. And I think that's something that people don't realize about the Jag brand, is they think, you know, crazy performance, and that is part of it. But again, this is ultimately a Range Rover under the sheet metal, and so it does the luxury stuff really well. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, I can't remember if there's a dynamic mode. I can say we're gonna pop into dynamic mode here. I think we got a break in the traffic where we can get up and move a little bit. It's quick. It's quick. Like this inline 6 in the Range Rovers feels like it's able to move the vehicles. This actually, smaller, lighter vehicle, I don't know, it just feels like it's got some pep in its step. It's solid. It's solid. So overall, the F-Pace, I think it looks great on the outside. I like the interior. I like how this drives. This vehicle, I think, is really solid. I think a lot of people overlook it potentially because, you know, first off, some people are just badge snobs, right? They're like, I gotta have a Porsche, I gotta have a BMW, Audi. So there is that group of people. But I think a lot of people just don't understand kind of what this is. Again, it's basically a Range Rover that's been made sporty. Look at this as like a mini Range Rover Sport. When you look at it from that perspective, it's really cool. And it kind of makes sense with what they're going for with the F-Pace. And so yeah, I'll be sad to see this go, to be honest, but at least we'll still be able to get product like this from this brand because we'll still have the Range Rover Sport, still have the Velar, but yeah, the F-Pace, especially the SVR, such a special car.